Clay, I've got a request from the media guy. Can you just talk about your role and I guess mentoring Udoka? I think Coach said something yesterday about it, maybe during the post game, and kind of what that role's been like for you, and maybe how you've embraced it.
So I live with Udoka. We're roommates over at McCarthy, and I spend a lot of time with him. And sometimes if he feels like he has an off game, he'll ask me questions. Like we'll get back to the room, and he'll kind of ask me like what he thinks, or what do I think that he could have done any different. And so I talk to him like that, kind of help him out and tell him, because sometimes he needs someone else other than a coach to tell him maybe what he could do different or something that he could have done better. So I'm basically just I'm there for him, and if I see something that I think he could do different or do better, then I'll tell him, and I just try and just do whatever I can to help him as much as I can because I know how important he is to the team.
And is that a role you've embraced? I mean, is it something you look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I have to do whatever I can to help the team out, and I think just being around Coach Self these last 3 years, I've learned so much from him and the rest of the coaching staff that I see the game differently now, and I think that I have a pretty high basketball IQ, and I can see what goes on out there pretty well. So I think it's been pretty helpful for me just to kind of help him out a little bit.
I know you have the experience playing the five, even though you're not a true five, right? So can you give an example of something you can maybe tell him that you see that does help him? I mean, I know that's kind of a loaded question a little bit. But.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing with Doak is just him being ready to go, him being active, light on his feet. And I think he has been recently. He's been great. So, if anything, if I see anything out there, I'll just kind of give him little pointers or whatever. But recently, I've just kind of been reminding him, just make sure you go get the ball with two hands, go rebound, contest shots, just play to your size, just little things like that.
Overall, this ride, what's it been like for you?
It's been crazy, man. I mean, it's from tearing my ACL 3.5 years ago to starting a game for KU. I mean, just this whole ride, it's been special, and it's built some memories and experiences that I'll never forget, and I'll have the rest of my life, and I'll cherish my time here no matter what.
What's it mean to you to go out with the other two seniors? Those guys obviously have meant so much to so many people here into this program. I mean, I'm sure it would be cool if you were the only senior, but does it add something to go out with those two?
I think it's way cooler to go out with those two guys, as opposed to just being like a senior by myself. I think being with Devontae and Svi, just being with those guys the last 3 years, the friendship that we've built, those guys, I think they're some of my better friends on the team for sure. They're two special guys, and I think to go out with those two guys, to even pair me with those two guys, I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty special. I think it's an honor to even be in the same sentence as those guys after that performance last night, especially. So I mean, they really put the team on their backs this year, and they both fulfilled what it means to be a senior leader, I think.
Can you talk about, there have been some guys, not just this year, but there have been some guys who stuck around a year or two longer than they could have. I mean, they had opportunities to go pro, even if it wasn't in the NBA, but they chose to stay. What is it about this place that makes people want to hang around?
I think it's just the school, it's the field house, it's the program, it's the it's just the family that we have on this basketball team, because it really is a close family. And like Frank loved this place, and I think Devontae and Svi, they love this place, and they have so much passion and pride for coming to school here and playing basketball here. They know how special it is to be part of this, and I think that they get it. Some of the young guys don't get it, but those two guys, and I think they really do understand what it means, and I think you can see that by the way they play.
Talk a little bit about 14 straight in the street. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot, honestly. You know, this one was pretty sweet. I think it's the reaction I've seen from students and people around town. It's different. It's not the same as it was like the last 2 years. Maybe part of that, probably the main reason is because it's an NCAA record now. But I think the bigger part of that is because so many people thought that we wouldn't win it this year. Everyone was taking the field as opposed to Kansas, and I think that, you know, our guys really took that to heart and used that as some motivation to play better and to really focus. And Coach Self kind of spoke with us about, you know, the importance that that this 14th one would have. And, you know, they'll remember all those teams that won, like, you know, the 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever. But, you know, the team that won the 14th one, that's a pretty special one because that breaks the record. And I think that just being a part of that team, being a part of this season is pretty great.
What's the challenge facing you guys now with at least a share secured? Now you're looking at, you know, the third of the season coming up. Still another 5 weeks of basketball, perhaps. What do you need to do to keep that upward trajectory moving?
I think we've been playing pretty well as of late, and I think it's just because we really kind of came together at the right time, at least to finish this Big 12 regular season portion. But, you know, the rest of the season is the most important part of the season now. So I think winning the Big 12 and you know, it kind of takes some pressure off of our backs. But now's the time that you know, we'll finish strong these last 2 games, but now's the time that we look forward to March, and hopefully we stay on this kind of uptick that we're having right now, and we come together even more.
Clay, just real quick, your best day and your worst day here. I know that's a lot to think about short, but you have something that jumps out?
I don't know. Yesterday might have been up there for best day.
Yeah.
It might have been up there. It was a pretty crazy feeling after the game, and just, you know, just winning that game. It was pretty special. I don't really know if I've had a worse day here, honestly. Maybe the last 2 years losing in the NCAA tournament would be worst days. But, you know, it's I kind of think that I'm pretty lucky to be here. It's an honor to be here, part of this program. So I don't think there's really, unless I got hurt or something, I don't think there's any way I could have a bad day.
All right, Clay. Thanks.